BJ, I mean, fresh of what you just did in Florida, how do you get back in it with such a short time?
Yeah, I mean, I think the game versus Miami was a big step forward for the club and a big, you know, performance by the guys. I think what we do is we just lean right back on how we prepare for opponent. We know that Orlando's a really good team. Watching them against Montreal, great result, really good performance as a team, individuals. So we have a tremendous amount of respect for them coming in, and we know that we have to be prepared, and we prepare like we always do.
Is it any danger when a team comes like Nashville from a good result like this one, so important in terms of kind of going dormant a little bit against the next opposition?
If we want to be an elite team, this is what you do. You play Wednesday, you play Saturday. You're always going to play good teams. You have to be ready. You have to be prepared, and you have to be. And we're lucky that we get to come home and play in front of our home fans, which we're always excited to. And we know that'll bring out the intensity in the group. But if our goal is to become an elite team, this is what you have to do, and we're fully prepared to put in a good performance.
Go ahead, Alex.
I mean, when we were watching that game in the second half, at least. There was an atmosphere that you had the game controlled, even about when losing 1-0. Is that how you felt, or was some kind of uneasiness in the bench when that happened?
Yeah, I think for us, I thought we had a really clear idea on how we wanted to go about the game, and I thought the guys executed it great. So yeah, I think a lot of the things that we were, I guess, prepared to do, we were able to do. There's always room for us to improve. Whether that's without the ball and with the ball. But I think when you collectively evaluate the performance, it was a good performance by the guys and something that we can continue to build on.
Go ahead.
To hold Miami to just one goal over two legs, what defensively do you take away that worked well that you want to see more of against Orlando and moving forward in MLS play?
Yeah, I mean, our defensive work starts as being a collective and being closely connected to each other, that we can build pressure, affect the opponent, try to push the opponent back. And so I thought from a collective effort over the two legs, we did a pretty good job of that. We also then know the games are won and lost in the box. So at some point, you also have to defend your penalty box really well. And that's by numbers, but also by just individual guys making plays. And I thought you saw both of those on display. That we were hard to break down, but at the same time, a couple big block shots, a couple big saves, and that's what it takes to continue to get good results.
Patrick has the moment where he helps create the goal with his pass. He also has a block late on a messy shot. For someone contributing to your point on offensively and defensively, what are you most proud of with the performances he's putting in as an individual right now?
Yeah, I mean, it starts from the team concept. Every single guy on our team, the demand is that you attack and you defend. So you see that in the team's way of playing, and then you see that breaking down to the units, whether it's the midfield group, defending group, forward group, and then obviously down to the individuals. And for us, I think Patrick made good contributions on both sides of the ball, obviously with a really timely tackle, and then a great ball in behind, from there. So, but again, everybody has roles and responsibilities with and without the ball, and I think that's when everybody's doing their job, that's when you see the best of our team.
When you look at the Orlando team with so many of their mainstays for years that are no longer there, what stands out that's different about them this year versus the team that you saw twice late in the season last year?
Yeah, I still think you see a really dynamic attacking team, right? And that's not just through the individual talent they have, but the collective group of the way they play in combination and the individual different profiles that they have. Each guy can hurt you in a different way, and that's always been a calling card. I've always whenever we've watched Orlando teams play, you're like, man, they got 4 or 5 guys out there that could score 10 goals a season, and so it's a really dangerous attack. And they're really, I think the way the wingbacks and fullbacks get forward, they just do a really good job of keeping you off balance. And it's going to be a difficult game for us that we have to make sure that we're really disciplined in everything that we want to do.
Go ahead, Ben, and then we'll do Valera. You guys can ask 3 if you haven't.
Yeah, BJ, you just talked about wanting to obviously play a strong lineup and play Wednesday, Saturday. I'm curious for this game specifically, does having an international break coming up and knowing that you're going to have an extended time to recover maybe allow you to push guys a little bit more than you would otherwise?
Yeah, I mean, I think the way we approached this was that we tried to make sure that everybody got the training intensity that they needed through Miami and right after Miami, and everybody got the proper recovery so that we can field the strongest team. I don't think we necessarily look forward to what the international break brings. We just know that when we play at home against a really good opponent like Orlando, we need to put out a really strong team, and that's always our plan.
Just looking at how the team is performing now, I know we talked during preseason about kind of what the improvements you wanted to see with the ball and maybe kind of the changes with some of the ways you guys set up. How pleased are you so far with the progress kind of overall that you guys have made at this point in the season?
I think without the ball, we've shown that we can defend a couple different ways. And again, all being under the foundation that collectively we need to all do the work. Offensively, I think we've shown that we can be adaptable, but I still think there's always room to grow on that end and making sure that we're creating better and higher quality goal scoring chances. And again, that's why we kind of stick to the way we train, the way we prepare. And we also still, stay humble that we have to kind of keep putting the work in to make sure that we improve it and sharpen all of our phases.
And then I just have one more kind of, I guess, more theoretical question. When you're taking like a player like Hani off in the 80th minute or so, I'm curious what kind of the metrics you guys are looking at as far as like potentially saving legs or trying to make sure that he's not hitting a certain threshold. Are you guys tracking like those minutes specifically and trying to do you have kind of caps on how much you want guys to play?
I mean, without getting too far in the weeds of like GPS data and tracking data, yeah, I mean, I want to make sure I give you a quality answer, Ben. Yeah, we have thresholds. We're tracking everything, obviously, from the physical side. We have certain metrics that we value, or combination of metrics that we value. But I would also say that those aren't hard, fast rules. Like if you hit a certain number, you're coming off the field. It's just for us to guide, and we don't really like to work in what I would say in a single game fashion, but it's more just about longer periods and bodies of work and sort of knowing what norms are, and then when things start to fall outside of the norms.
Go
Yeah,
ahead.
BJ, with Orlando coming in with a new head coach, only one game under his belt, and you guys only having about 3 days to prepare, is this one of those games where you just focus on what you can do and there's less maybe video, or do you just handle it the same way as any other game?
We're boring. We handle it the same exact way every single time. So, obviously, yeah, in days, I would say in terms of training days, we only had a couple days, but we've been preparing for Orlando for the last maybe 7 to 10 days, knowing that they were coming, and our analysts do a great job. Our assistant coaches, Mike, John, Danny, and Chris, do a great job of being focused on which opponent they're running the lead on. And so, we kind of do the same thing over and over to make sure that we're prepared, whether we have 4 days to prepare or 2 days to prepare.
And you gave a big vote of confidence to Ryan Schwalke coming into the season, making him the #1 keeper, and it seems like a lot of that is paying off. What have you made of his performances so far? And he still hasn't lost in a Nashville SC jersey. So what have you seen from him, I guess?
Yeah, I think really quiet, confident, and composed performances. I think, when you look at the goalkeeper, the first primary job is keeping the ball out of the goal. And we've seen him come up with big saves, whether that's just recently in Miami or down in Dallas with 2 really big saves, which you expect. Also, you want him to make saves that they're supposed to make. And I think he's doing a really good job with that and confident with his handling. Then you start to extend there, owning the penalty box, and also, obviously being an extension of our buildup. And so overall, I thought he's had, really solid performances, and performances that he should be growing confident to build on.
And lastly for me, obviously international break coming up. You have a few guys who are called up to their national teams. But for everybody else staying in Nashville, what are your plans for that? Are there specific goals you're aiming towards during this little break?
Yeah, I mean, for us, we'll take a couple days off. It's been quite a grind for the group. And then a lot of times during the international break, what we try to do is focus on certain aspects, finally, that we get some training time, focus some aspects that we want to work on as a team, and then we try to be very diligent on also doing some player development work. Every guy that's still here can still improve certain things, get sharper at certain things. and it gives us a chance to really connect to the individual player.
All right, thanks, Coach. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Vijay.
Thanks, guys.